Hi, I'm Maria Pagozzi, and welcome to Cowboy Chats. We're going to introduce you to some modern-day cowboys.
I'm born and raised from Houston, Texas. I grew up in the inner city. Where I grew up, there's a lot of drugs, killing, robbing, stuff like that. And growing up, I seen my fair share of it all. So my grandma, she always used to tell me, she says, son, you find something you love and you stick with it. Well, at that time in my life, I was pretty young and didn't really want to listen. So I got in trouble. I learned the hard way. And my grandma, she came and visited me in juvenile, and she said, I ain't getting you out. No, I caught an assault charge. It was actually self-defense, but I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. So she told me, I ain't getting you out. And when you get out of this mess, you better find something you love and stick with it. So there was a horse barn over in the middle of the neighborhood over there. And we walked by it all the time. And there was this old guy that owned the place. He used to tell me, he says, if you come over and you clean the stalls, you can ride the horses. So there was about 12 to 15 stalls in this barn. I used to go over and clean those stalls. And then he'd let me ride the horses. I'd ride through the neighborhoods. I'd ride everywhere, you know. Everybody knew me as Cowboy in the neighborhood. That pretty much stuck with me. So I kept riding over there for a while, and then eventually he sold the place, and they built houses right there. So my cousin, his dad owned a barn on South Post Oak. So we would go over there every day. Every day we were at the barn, every day. If I wasn't at the barn, I was somewhere reading about a horse, you know, dreaming about horses. That was my passion. So we'd be at the barn and guys would bring horses and say, hey, I bet you your son can't ride him, which that was Nelson's name. We called him Scooter. And they'd bet that we couldn't ride these horses. And we'd ride them and we'd win. You know, we'd win money, you know. There were a couple of times a guy come over. He says, man, I got 150 bucks. Say this horse will put both of y'all on y'all back. We rode him. He paid us. So we wanted to be cowboys. So his dad rented stalls to people. And this lady, she brought a show cow. She brought this show cow in. And we decided we were going to ride this show cow. So we took him out in the pasture. And we took a chair. He had a halter and a lead rope on him. And my other cousin, he was holding the lead rope. Well, we made a deal that Nelson, Scooter, he was gonna get on him first. So Scooter got up on the chair. He tied his hand in the rigging. As soon as he got ready to jump, this little show cow took off. My cousin let him go. This little show cow drug Nelson, drug him all over the pasture, hurt him pretty good. So we had to go back up there and tell his dad. And his dad said, man, y'all are crazy. So we always had it was a passion for us to find something that bucked, something that was crazy. So we decided we started going to the little Hispanic rodeos down the road. First weekend we snuck off. We didn't tell nobody. We went over there, we won us a little money. The next week we told a few guys at the barn. So everybody come over there. And we started riding there, and then it just kind of took off from that. You know, we started going to Santa Fe, the Summer Series, Alvin, stuff like that. And I rode bulls. Nelson rode bulls. I think I rode for maybe 6 or 7 years. There was a older gentleman, Melvin Glover. He used to haul us everywhere. He used to come through the neighborhood and pick us up. Hey, dude, chill out. He used to come through the neighborhood and pick us up. And he had a pasture over on Reed Road in 288. We'd ride. We'd go over there. We'd feed bulls, put water out. But on the weekends, he was a stock contractor. He hauled bulls, he hauled bucking horses, he hauled us up and down the road. The funny thing about this guy, it wasn't really funny, but he only has one arm. He had his arm cut off in a tractor accident a few years back. So everything he did, he had to do it with one arm. And so we were his hands, you know. If he needed to catch a bull, we were there to help him. If anything he needed to get done, he'd pick me and his son and another buddy of mine, Bernard Gilbert. He'd pick us up, and we'd go to the pasture. And we worked, you know, and he'd haul us everywhere. But I didn't start roping, like, really seriously until I really made the decision to stop riding bulls, which was, I think, maybe 6 years ago. Like I said, I always had a knack with horses. Horses have been my passion since I was a kid. But after me and my wife met, you know, I made a decision that I was just going to rope. I wasn't going to ride bulls anymore because I didn't want to take a chance on getting banged up pretty good to where she'd have to take care of me. So I started roping. I started learning how to rope right-handed. There was a guy, Harold Barron. He took me in. He showed me how to rope right-handed. I'm actually born and raised left-handed, you know. The only thing I could do at the time was heel. But Mr. Harold Barron, may he rest in peace, he took me in. He taught me the game. You know, he taught me how to rope right-handed. And it stuck with me, you know. There ain't a day that goes by that I don't think about what he did for me in my life. You know, he really. Get out of there, dog. He eats dinner before me. All these horses out here, they're taken care of before I am. Their needs are primary. My needs are secondary. They get the cows. The cows? Okay. If we were cruel, will we put wraps on those steers to protect their ears? Those cattle are on good hay and on clean water all day. In the heat of the day, they're in the shade relaxing. They get fed every day. They get taken care of. The rodeo animals, what people don't understand is these animals are athletes. These animals are not tortured into doing what they do. Reason being why these steers run out of this chute is because that's what they are bred to do. They're bred to run. So as long as they're given a clean path to run on, they're gonna run, okay? Now, same thing now with the bucking bulls. If the theory that's been going around for many, many years, there's a myth, okay, people tie a rope around the bull's genitals and make him buck. That's one of the most bullcrap stories I've ever heard and one of the worst lies I've ever heard, because if you tied a rope around your genitals, would you want to perform? I don't think so. Those bulls are taken care of, fed twice a day. When they're hauled in trailers, they're on comfortable shavings. They're put up in some of the best pens and the best panels. I mean, when these people put these rodeos and these ropings on, they really go all out taking care of the stock, because without the stock, there is no show. So when people say that rodeo is cruel, I honestly think that they're just ignorant to the fact that this has been something that's been going on for years and years and generations. This is what the Cowboys done during the cattle drive when they had their downtime. They wanted to have the competition, so they invented their competition. They invented their events, the bulldogging, the team roping, the bronc riding, the steer riding, the bull riding. They invented that while they were on the trails doing this. So if it was cruel, why would these animals continuously let us do it? That's my outlook on it. Hey, 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 hey. A guy that does the right thing when nobody's looking. A cowboy to me is never backing out on a deal, never switching on a deal. A cow to me means living the life every day, not just on the weekends. A cowboy is a guy that lives it every single day in and day out. The hustle, the grind, the struggle, everything, the blood, sweat, and tears. That's what a cowboy means to me. Being a cowboy to me means everything. When I leave here, that's what I'll be. Trying to come left on me. I like to rope, but I love to train horses. Everybody that knows me knows, hey, he likes to rope, but he loves to train. You know, people send me horses from all over. I take in pretty much, I try to give them all a chance. I take in mainly quarter horses, rope horses, team roping horses, trail horses, pleasure horses. I've trained a few mounted patrol horses. Started a few barrel horses. But like I said, my main passion is training team roping horses, head horses mainly. It's something that not a whole lot of guys can do. It's something that I feel like I'm not going to say I mastered it, because you're never done learning. Every day is a learning experience. Every day is a new chance to learn something, you know. So I take it like that, you know. But the information that I do have, I use it every day, you know. I apply it with my practice, with the way I train, just pretty much everything. But the running bred horse, he's actually going to be a barrel horse. So we're actually just getting him started. You know, he's already broke, I would say, but he's not broke to where he knows what's going on. So I'm going to bring him over here, walk him away from the panels, rub on him, make sure my saddle's tight, back girt's there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and bridle this horse. Like I say, this is my first time getting on this horse, so if he bucks me off, y'all better not laugh at me. But I'm pretty sure he's just gonna be a gentleman for me. So we shall see. Come on, bud. I put a mouth shutter on him, just so when you pick up on him and you really start to tune in on him, if he opens his mouth, that mouth shutter will keep him from will try to keep him from opening his mouth, which that's an ugly habit for a horse to have. So I'm just using a regular D-ring snaffle on him. If he goes that way, I'm gonna let him go that way, you know. I'm not gonna try to really pull on him a whole lot, because I really don't want him fighting his head. But when I do pick up on him, I kind of want him to just walk off and be gentle about it, you know. Like I said, he's being a turd right now because those horses are behind him. The last thing I want to do is pick up on him and whoop him or do something. Like I said, with these horses like this, it's a very, very slow process. He's going to be here for 60 days. So by the time he leaves here, he'll know how to turn, he'll know how to stop, he'll know all that good stuff. But right now, like I said, this is day one. This is my first time ever getting on this horse. This is his first encounter with me, and I try to keep it very short, very simple, that's what's being a cowboy. And
Thank you for watching Cowboy Chats. Please subscribe so you can meet all of our modern day cowboys.